Hi my gorgeous beauties, I am back once more, and today I thought I would do a getting ready with me video on this look here. You will see my before picture that I'm going to put up right beside on what I look like in the morning, and thought I would do a getting ready with me video and somewhat of a tutorial as well. This is just my everyday look, what I kind of gravitate towards on the day-to-day if I'm heading out running errands or, you know, kind of milling around or seeing clients or something like that. So if you want to get this look and want to just chat along with me and get ready yourself, then stay tuned. So we're going to get started. I'm going to be using my L'Oreal True Match in W4 for my foundation. It's one of my favorite drugstore brands. My Sigma F84 brush. And we're going to throw that on. For those of you that are saying, oh my god, it's too dark, I have a little bit of fake tanner still on, so, and I don't tan my face when I fake tan, or I used to, I don't anymore, so that is why my face is a different color from my neck, and that is why I'm using such a dark foundation. It's not actually my face color. Oh my god, wait until you guys see how I look in the winter time. I am friggin' pale. Pale gal problems. Foundation. Okay, so that's done. I'm looking very shiny right now, as I always do after I put on L'Oreal. I don't know what's with their stuff. I don't know if it's just because it's super liquidy, but my face is like crazy shine afterwards. I'm going to be using for concealer my L'Oreal True Match in W45, but to start I'm going to correct under my eyes with the Maybelline Age Rewind in 225, which is light medium. Love the stuff for correcting. So I'm going to toss a little bit of this under my eye. And before I put on the actual concealer, I like to let this dry a little bit. But this is such a great corrector for those of you that haven't used it, and the sponge applicator's really, really smooth. The only thing I advise to people is that it does dry darker than what it shows up. So if you're trying something in the store, give it like a second or two, see what color it transfers to once it's oxidized a little bit, just because I find it's a little bit darker. That's all dry. I'm going to put on my concealer. So what I'm going to do with this one is just dab it a little bit under my eye. And I know I say this every single time, but you want to make sure that you get your concealer up into the corner of your eye, because that's where the dark circles start. So I'm just going to pat it in with my ring finger this time instead of using a brush, just because your finger will always blend better than a brush ever can. From there, I'm going to use my MAC Pro Conceal Palette. I'm going to use this in medium this time since I'm a teeny bit darker, and I'm just going to touch up a few areas on my face that just need a little bit of concealing. So since my undertone is yellow, I'm going to be using the opposite in a pink to kind of correct before I put the actual color over top. For those of you that haven't tried this palette, it's so amazing. It's been my lifesaver on numerous occasions. I think when I did my foundation video for you guys, my face is kind of breaking out like it was now. And then right after that video, my Clarisonic broke, or the battery stopped working in it. So I returned it on its warranty. And there was such like an error on their part. It took them like 3 months to get it back to me. So I only just got it back. So I'm re-going through that like breakout phase with the Clarisonic, which is super annoying, but I'm glad it's back. For today with powder, I'm going to use my MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. This is in, whoa, I just dumped a whole bunch on my leg. That's really attractive. So I'm going to use this in medium. I always like to pat it on first, just so I'm not moving around the foundation if it's still drying. Next up on the docket are my brows, and my Old Faithful is my Annabelle pencil. I so love these pencils. I used to be a big person that loved shadow to put in my brow instead, but ever since I started using these, not only are they like $2 or $3, so it's such a steal, but they are the most magnificent little brushes, or sorry, pencils ever. And they're more precise because my eyebrows are so tiny naturally, so when I'm filling them in and kind of creating a little bit of a bigger brow, I just find it's easier control and you get a better, I don't know, you just get a better handle of what you're doing. And if any of you want to tutorial on how to pluck your brows or how to find your perfect shape and then how to fill them in, just let me know, comment below. But I love these pencils. Look at the difference. I look so crazy different when one eyebrow's filled in and then the other one's not. Like, I don't know, I almost feel like I'm kind of albino-esque on this side or something. Like, what a difference it makes. What I'm going to do next is use this palette for my eyeshadows. This is kind of my go-to palette, like our everyday palette that I would use for my face. Generally speaking, I use a lot of browns and warmer colors because my undertone is yellow, so I like to complement that by using rich yellow undertoned makeup as well. The only thing that's not in this palette is of course the gray, and I still do use it just in smaller doses, but I love, love, love this palette. This is called the Rimmel Dabia 4-pack from MAC. It came out around May. So that's the spelling on the back for those of you that are looking to see what it is. These are just general browns and like a white, so this is just a really reddy brown. This color here, I'm not sure, they don't have the names for them specifically in this palette, but you can use any red, brown, gray, and light brown color. This one's pretty close to MAC's Cork color, so that's a really good comparison. And this almost looks like MAC's Avalanche, but of course, like any sheen white would do perfectly for that, or like a creamy white. But it's such a great neutral palette. I absolutely love it, and I use this almost all the time. The first color I'm going to use will be the lighter brown out of the palette. And what I do with that one is put it all over my lid. So I'm just gonna dab it on. I just love this color so much. I'm using my Sigma E60 brush to throw this on. And I just bring it up to my crease and mess it all in there. And you really want to make sure you brush around the color on your lid, because if you don't and you start layering other colors, you will start to get fallout and it will go on your cheeks, which is obviously not very good. If you're worried about that, you can always get those protectors that go along your cheekbones to catch any eyeshadow that might fall. I don't particularly, because I just blend it in really well. But if you're worried about that, you can always purchase those and get them to put on your eyes. Anyway, for my next color, I'm going to be using this gray, and I'm going to be dipping my Sigma Blending E25 brush in. And I'm just putting the tip of the brush, oops, I got some fluff in there, into the palette. And then what I'm going to do is turn this brush on its side and just lightly touch on the crease and start there and then blend it inward. And I got a little bit too much, so I'm going to put it on both. But I just want to define the crease a little bit. And then once you've got the color going across the lid and the crease, I'm going to pull it down into the outer corner. And then kind of blend inward from there. Here, what I actually put on is eyeliner. And I'm going to be using the Master Precise Eye Studio eyeliner by Maybelline. It's one of my favorites. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to put it on the tops of both of my eyelids. And I'm just winging it out super, super slightly, only because I'm going to put false lashes on today. From here, what I'm going to be doing is taking a large fluffy brush. I'm going to be using the Sigma E35 taper, is it taper? Yeah, the taper blending brush. And I'm going to be using the darker or muddy red. So again, if you don't have this palette, you can just choose colors that are similar to this. It doesn't have to be MAC. And then what I'm going to do is just go on the top of the crease, slightly outside of that or above that. And I'm going to blend just above and bring down into the rest of my eye. So I'm softening some of that gray and deepening just gently on my lid. what I'm going to do is just put some mascara on to let it dry first before I put falsies on, and then I'm going to deal with the base, or the lower lid of my eye. So I'm going to be using Maybelline's Rocket Mascara, which I still have mixed reviews on. I love the look of the Rocket Mascara, but I find that it's hard to get off. It almost acts like a waterproof. I don't know if any of you have had that experience with it, but I find it doesn't come off as easily as other regular mascaras do when it hits, you know, when they come in contact with water. I find I have to use like a, you know, an actual soap to get it off instead of a makeup remover, or I have to use a waterproof makeup remover. So unless I'm not seeing the waterproof message on this mascara, you know, on the packaging when I purchase it, I don't know why it acts like that. Oh crap, I just got mascara in the corner of my eye. So if you ever flub up and get mascara in the corner, just let it dry first. And you can take it off with a Q-tip later. If you try and take it off when it's wet, it'll smudge everywhere. So just hold off, and try and pick it off later when it's dry. So I'm going to be taking this flat angle brush. This is the Flat Definer E15 from Sigma, and I'm going to take the darker red shade, or darker reddy brown shade that's in here, and I'm just going to pull it along the bottom lash line just to define that area of my eye a little bit more. I'm going to be putting eyeliner over top of it, but I want to kind of carry the color that I put on the top of my lid into the base. I'm also going to take my smaller sort of pencil-y looking brush. This is the Pencil E30 brush, and I'm going to take the lighter color that's in here, and I'm going to just get it in the front of my lower lid. I'm going to use this eye pencil, and this is Cocoa from Arbonne, so it's a nice like dark brown kind of color. I don't know if you guys see it. It's just like a nice chocolate color. And I'm just going to line my waterline with that. I'm actually going to use one of my smaller brushes. This is the Waterline E17 brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to pull it down a little bit and kind of fluff it into the eyeshadow that I put on the bottom. So today I'm going to use my wispy lashes. As you know, I prefer them to the Demi Lash by Ardell. And I'm going to be using Duo's glue. This is their older one. I know their formula has since changed. I still have one left that had the old formula, so that's why I'm using it. So now that the falsies are on, I'm going to move on to contouring, blush, all that kind of good stuff. But what I'm going to use today is my Milani Extra Large All Over Glow Bronzer. I love this stuff. I think I got this in CVS when I was in the States. So this is color Fake Tan. It's 02A. And I'm going to be using my NARS. This is the Ida Kabuki number 21. This is such an awesome brush for bronzer. I'm using the this is so not MAC, Marc Jacobs blush. This is Obsessed. It's such a pretty color. It's a good everyday color, and I think I told you guys in my September favorites, I have been using it constantly. Now the last step to my day face, I guess you could say, is the lips. And what I'm going to do is make kind of more of a nude lip today. I don't feel like going very bold today. You line it first, and I'm going to line it with this NYX lip liner. This is Beige 849. What I'm going to use is my Marc Jacobs lipstick. This is Moody Margot. It's just like a nice nude color. And what I'm going to put over top is NYX or NYX Sugar Pie color. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot this step. I gotta put a little bit of mascara under the false lashes just to hold them in place. So that is the completed look. If it's too much makeup for you guys, you can always, you know, do only some of the steps that are involved in it. This is my day-to-day look though. Most of the time I have eyelash extensions on, so I don't generally go for falsies during the day. But I'm kind of a lash addict, and since they're off right now to give my lashes a break, that's why I'm putting them on, because I don't like the look of my normal lashes anymore. But you can certainly just do a normal lash during the day and it would look absolutely wonderful still. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this getting ready with me video and tutorial. I guess it was kind of both. If you guys have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in future, please comment down below. Otherwise, I will continue with tutorials and some other goodies and things that I have planned coming up. But otherwise, I hope you guys have the most amazing rest of your week. Hope you have a great weekend upcoming, and I will chat to all of you next week. Love ya. See ya.